Every evening, after the last candle in the great hall was snuffed, I would sweep the gallery. It was the longest corridor in the manor, lined on both sides with mirrors. Not ordinary mirrors, each was framed in tarnished silver, their glass so old it warped the faces of anyone who passed. The mistress had told me they were heirlooms. I had never counted them, but there were enough that walking the length felt watched. The sound of my broom on the stone echoed faintly, swallowed by the dark. The windows were shuttered for the season, so the mirrors reflected only my own candlelight, a wavering thread of gold against endless black. Sometimes, my reflection didn't keep pace with me. It would lag, as though slowed by the glass. Or my head would tilt in the mirror before I moved it. I told myself it was the warping, the imperfections of old silvering. But I began walking faster, sweeping less. One night in early winter, I dropped a hairpin in the gallery. I heard it strike the stone, but not where I was standing. The sound came from further down, almost at the far end, near the tall mirror with the split frame. I hurried to fetch it, not wishing to be there longer than needed. But when I reached their end, there was nothing on the floor. Only my reflection staring back, candle in hand, lips slightly parted, as if it had been about to speak. The next evening, I noticed something worse. Each mirror showed me wearing something slightly different. In one, my apron's bow was crooked when it was tied straight. In another, my hair was unpinned though I could feel the pins holding it tight. A few showed me in dresses I had never owned. I told no one. The mistress disliked talk of oddities in her house, and the other servants already thought me strange. Weeks passed. I learned to keep my eyes low, watching only the floor and the broom's edge. But one night, the candle guttered halfway down the gallery, and the shadows thickened so fast it felt like the glass had swallowed the light. I bent to shield the flame with my hand, and noticed the floor beneath my broom was gone. In the mirror beside me, it was not stone at all, but a black depth that swayed, like looking into a pond at night. I straightened, heart thudding, and it was only stone again. The candle burned steady, and the air was dry. After that, I began hearing faint sounds as I walked. Not footsteps, more like a soft brushing, as if something on the other side of the glass were mirroring my sweeping. Sometimes, it was ahead of me, sometimes behind. Once, I thought I heard breathing. Then came the snowstorm. The gallery was colder than the rest of the manor, frost feathering the edges of the frames. That night, I dared to look. And in the fourth mirror from the end, my reflection did not hold a candle. Her hands were empty. Her mouth was open in a white, soundless scream, though my own lips were pressed tight. I backed away, turning my head to look down the corridor, but in the glass, my double stepped closer, until her face filled the warped surface. Her eyes were not mine. They were dark and flat, like the pond in midwinter, frozen so deep you could never break through. The candle trembled in my hand. And though I turned away, the rest of the mirrors now seemed to follow her example. Each showed a different thing, a version of me standing in the snow without shoes. One lying on a bed I didn't own, eyes closed. One looking back over her shoulder at something in the dark behind her. The glass no longer warped, it was too clear, too sharp. The air in the gallery thickened. It smelled faintly of damp soil, like earth freshly turned. I felt sure if I looked away, they would all move at once, pressing their palms against the inside of the glass. I don't remember dropping the broom. I only remember running, the mirrors stretching on far longer than they should have, candles sputtering, shadows swallowing the silver frames one by one. At the very last mirror, I stopped. I don't know why, perhaps because it was the only one that looked normal. There I was, flushed and trembling, hair loose, candle burning low. But as I watched, she straightened, smoothed her apron, lifted her chin, and smiled at me, slow, deliberate, as if she had been waiting for this moment. The candle went out.